guys, and a huge welcome back to States of Travel, and a huge welcome to probably a bit of a different video for me, but something that I think is necessary just because I've struggled to find information online. So I'm going to be doing a video all about Norse Airways today. I am flying with them from Gatwick to Orlando. I'm currently at Gatwick Airport, just sat in departures. I'm currently on the floor, but nowhere to sit. So yeah, I'm going to try and do a video all about Norse, as much information as I think you need to know, the information I wish I'd known before I booked with them, the information I learn as I go through the airport experience. I do have to go to the desk to actually physically check in because I am travelling economy light today, and with economy light you have to go to the desk to check in because they have to check your bags to make sure that they're all within requirements. Norse's requirements are very, very strict. I will pop a little thing on screen just with their luggage requirements so you are aware that if you are travelling economy light, you don't have much stuff to take with you, but that is okay. I've managed to fit a week's worth of stuff into a tiny case and a small handbag, so I'm hopefully going to be all good, but I will let you know how I get on later on. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a good video to do because when I booked with Norse, I couldn't really find any information online apart from barge reviews, and I'd already hit book at this point, and I was like, oh my god, have I made a mistake? I'm hoping they're going to prove me wrong today. I'm hoping that a lot of people will not post good reviews because they expect to have a good experience, and I'm hoping it's just the negative Nancys of the world posting their negative reviews. So I'm going to put it to the test today, flying with Norse, like I say, from Gatwick south to Orlando MCO Airport Terminal C. It is a 9.5-hour flight, and yeah, I'll let you know how I get on, but what I'm going to do first is just give you a bit of information about Norse, about the booking experience, about like any add-ons that I personally have paid for and that you can pay for, any upgrade options, and yeah, just a bit of info that I think you might need to know, and then I will take you through the check-in process. I might not physically film check-in because I feel like that's a bit weird for like the person who's checking me in, but I'll like show you where in Gatwick South Norse check-in is. I can show you like how the queuing system works, so it's basically like economy and then you have premium, but with premium you also have priority check-in, which is what I've got today, but I'll explain that a little bit later. And yeah, I'll just show you and tell you as much as I think that you need to know to fly with Norse. So as I just mentioned, I am flying economy light today. That is the basic fare with Norse. It is the lowest of the low, the cheapest of the cheap, but this is a budget trip, so I needed the cheapest of the cheap. There are a few different other options. So I don't know what they are off the top of my head. You feel free to go and have a look online, or if I can be bothered, I'll put some screenshots in. But there are other options for economy. You can fly premium, you can pay for baggage, but with economy light you do just get a small case and a small bag, which is fine by me. I mean, I wish I had more room, but it is what it is. But yes, I am a traveling economy light, so I will tell you my experience with traveling economy light, but I just want you to know there are other options. So I think they have like economy flex, I think it's called, and I think you get like slightly more luggage allowance. And then like as you go up the tiers, like you get a checked bag included, and it's like there's like 4 or 5 different tiers for economy, I think, but I just needed basic and budget, so here we are. So yes, with economy light, it is basic, budget. Like there is nothing included in your fare apart from the fact you're guaranteed to get on the plane. I'm not even joking. So you have to pay for a seat, you have to pay for your meals. There are no meals included in economy light. You have to pay for them. They are £24 per meal. So if you want a meal at the start and a meal at the end, you're looking to shell out 50 quid. I personally have opted against that, and I'm going to an airport lounge beforehand, and I'm taking like a WH Smith meal deal on the plane with me, and that'll do me quite fine because I'm not paying £50 for food, aeroplane food especially, like that's not happening. So yes, that is something that you do need to be mindful of because most people will just expect to have food on the plane. Don't expect it. You're not going to be fed if you're on economy light. They will not feed you. They also don't give you any like amenities. So you know how like when you fly long haul with other carriers, you get like a blanket, you get a pillow, you get headphones. You don't get any of that. If you want that, you have to pay for it. I think a blanket is, I think I said £5 online. Headphones I think were a £5 as well. Don't know if you can buy a pillow. I haven't seen anything about it. So I've just got, as you can see in the corner, a big cozy fleece, and I'm just going to put that on, and then if I get hot I can use it as a pillow. So it's sort of best of both worlds for me. It has got Minnie Mouse in it if you're wondering what that is, by the way. So I bought it in Disneyland Paris. But yeah, you don't get anything extra included in your fare. You literally are guaranteed a seat in the plane, and then you have to pay for your seat as well. So well, you don't have to. If you're happy to do random allocation, then risk it for a chocolate biscuit. I am on my own, so I was going to do random allocation, but I don't want a middle seat, and I don't want to sit by the window because if I need to get up and wee, I don't want to have to move 2 people out of the way because that's just something I just do not want to do. So I actually booked an aisle seat right at the back so that if I want to recline, I'm not bothering anyone. Like I don't mind sitting at the back near the toilets. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I find it quite relaxing if anything because there's only sound coming from like 2 ways, so like in front of you and to the side, there's nothing coming from behind you. So that's just my personal preference. So I think I'm 26C on the way out and 26G on the way home. So I'm on the other side of the plane on the way home. But those rows were both completely free when I booked my seats probably 2 weeks ago now, I think it was. It wasn't that long ago. So I've just booked those. They were £23 per seat, so it's £46 in total. So yes, a lot of money, but for my peace of mind, totally worth it. So do bear in mind that if you are looking to sit together with your party, you do have to pay for seats. Like I have read online, Norse will randomly allocate you and they will shove you all over the plane. So it's just worth paying the money sometimes. It really, really is. So yeah, like I say, there's not much included in your fare apart from the fact they're kind of guaranteed to get you from A to B. And yeah, you have to basically pay for everything else. There are also some like added paid extras that you can opt for. I will explain about those in just a second. And then there's also upgrades that you can bid for. And again, I will explain about that in a second because I have done both of these things for my outbound flight. Outbound flight. So I will explain about those now. So the paid added extras that you can do, there's a few different things on there. So it's like stuff like adding the meals, paying for the seats, all that jazz. But there's also things to make your life slightly easier. And I have opted for 3 of those things on my way out. I didn't really want to pay for them, but I'm traveling on my own. So just for my peace of mind, I just thought it was easier. So I have paid for priority check-in. And thank God I have, because the queues are crazy here. Like I read online, it's nuts because a lot of people have to check in at the desk because most people fly economy light. And yeah, there's probably hundreds of people in that queue. So I'm very, very glad I got priority checking because that queue is significantly shorter. Still a fair few people in it, don't get me wrong, but it is significantly shorter than the main queue. I've also paid for priority boarding just because then I'll know I can get my suitcase above in the overhead locker and I don't have to, put it down the plane some random row and then have to go and retrieve it when I get up. Like, I'm not about that life. I've done it before, it's awkward. So I've paid for priority boarding. And I've also paid for fast track security. I don't think it's really necessary. Like Gatwick's normally pretty quiet from my experience, but I just wanted fast track security and it was like £6. So I think it was about 20 something pound. If I can find my email, I'll pop it on screen. It was like 20 or 30 pound for those 3 things. And I think it's money well spent in my opinion because it's going to make my life so much easier. I'm going to get through the airport quicker and I can head off to my lounge without having to, stand in a check-in queue for, it's looking at least an hour long at the moment, if not longer. So yeah, I have paid for those things to make my life a little bit easier. There's also options to bid for upgrades. So that is something else I have done. So I have bid for a whole row to myself. So I basically bid to block out the 2 seats next to me. And I had an email yesterday to say that had been accepted. So I have paid £92 for that. And yes, it is a lot of money, like a lot of money. And the flights on the road were £300, like return. But because I'm on my own again, I just want comfort, I want convenience, I just want to make my life as easy as it can humanly possibly be. So I have paid that £92 now. It is like a sliding scale, so you can do like a low bid or a high bid. I did the highest they had because I wanted to guarantee I would have that row to myself just because it makes my life easier and I can chat to you while I'm on the plane and let me know about my experiences while I'm flying with Norse, literally while I'm flying with Norse. So yeah, I have paid that £92. You can bid low options. I think the cheapest was probably about £50, but it said that was like a core strength bid. So you're not guaranteed to have that bid accepted. And then obviously the more you pay, the higher strength your bid is. So I just paid the maximum because it makes my life easier and I am all for an easy life these days. There are also options to bid for upgrades to a different cabin. So you can bid for upgrades to premium economy. So I think they started it was around £350. So a lot of money considering I paid £300 for both my flights, but if you fancy treating yourself, that is an option. I think when I looked yesterday, there's also options to literally upgrade now. So instead of bidding, you can just do it. It is more expensive than the bidding prices were, but that is an option. If you get to the day before and you think, oh, I've got money to burn, let's go premium, you can do that as well. So lots of options to upgrade. You can do things like extra leg room, so you can bid for a seat with extra leg room. I don't know how it works if you've paid for your seat in advance. I assume they just move you to an extra legroom seat. I don't really know because I didn't look into that because extra legroom, it doesn't really bother me. So I was like, if I can pay 50 quid for extra legroom, I may as well pay 90 for a whole row to myself because my extra legroom is then 2 other seats. So yeah, lots of options with Norse to basically make your life easier, make your life more comfortable, make your life more convenient, but also make you slightly poorer. But yeah, I think that's probably the majority of what I have to say at the moment. I can't think of anything else. It was really easy to book with them. You know, it's the same as any other airline. You go on the website, you pick what you want, you press book and you pay, and it's done. They do have an app as well where you can track your booking and pop it in and see if everything's on time, see your added extras, see, you know, everything that you need to know, put your passport details in. There's everything that you need on there basically. So yeah, it's good. They're fine so far. I can't fault them so far. The only thing I will say is, and I read this online, the customer services are rubbish. I put a question in with like the chat box on the website. They don't have like live agents to speak to. There's no call centre, there's no nothing. And the chat box couldn't answer me. So they said, oh, submit this form and our team will get back to you via email. That was 2 months ago. They never got back to me. I only had a really simple question. I just asked how the fast track security worked because I never got given a QR code or anything, but I actually asked ChatGPT in the end, and they basically said my boarding pass will state fast track security, so I will double check with the check-in agent. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to ask, and no one ever got back to me. So please don't let me have any problems with this flight, because if I have to try and get hold of them, it's not going to happen. So yes, that is the one probably negative I will say about them so far, is that the customer service is not great. But hopefully they can prove me wrong for the rest of the time. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking now because I feel like I've given you a fair bit of information already. And I'll probably catch up with you now once I've actually checked in and maybe gone through security as well, just because you tend to go straight from check-in to security and you have to put like all your gadgets away. So I'll probably catch up with you when I'm in the departures. I've just come back to departures and I finally found somewhere to sit down. There's like a whole row of chairs free, so I guess whoever was sitting here earlier has gone off to get their flight. I also have to report that the queue for Norse has gone down substantially since I last checked. I think they must have had an early morning flight this morning and everyone was queuing for that, so it's still quite big. It's probably, I don't know, the main queue is probably at least an hour long. Priority might be like 20-30 minutes if I'm lucky, we'll see, but I will let you know. But yeah, it's looking a lot better, thank God. Check-in doesn't open for another like 15 minutes, so I don't know whether to go and get in the queue or not, because there's no one like manning the queue to say, oh, you can't check in for Orlando yet or whatever. So I don't know whether to risk it for a chocolate biscuit and go and get in the queue, because I just don't want to get to the front of the queue for them to say, oh sorry, check-in's not open for you yet. But it does say on the app 10 a.m. and it's like 9:47 now, so by the time I get to the desk I might just do it. I might say YOLO and just do it. Also, you notice I've got my big cozy fleece on now. I've got so much stuff shoved in the pockets of this, you would not believe. I've got a funny feeling about this handbag. I think it's going to have too much stuff in it, so I've tried to shove as much as I can in the pockets. I've got stuff in my leggings pockets. It's a vibe. I kind of wish I'd brought my little like small shoulder bag now, but I just couldn't be bothered to deal with it, so I just left it at home and now I'm having some regrets. So yeah, got all my stuff shoved in my pockets and hopefully they don't notice. But yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with check-in and security and all that jazz once I'm done chatting here. But I think I'm going to go and get in the queue and see how I get on. I will like make a note of what time I get in the queue and what time I get to the front of the check-in desk and how long security takes and all that jazz, and I will let you know. So this is where Norse is situated. They are by E. And the queue's not looking too bad now since I sat down, so I'm going to go over here to where it says premium, because that's where priority. Well, that was a breeze. That didn't even take 10 minutes. There was no one in the premium queue when I got there. So when I'd walked past earlier, there was like, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 people in there, but in the 10 minutes, 15 minutes I went to pee and sit down, it cleared it. There was no one there. So I literally went up to the desk and I was like, I know I am a little bit early. I was like, can I check in for the Orlando flight or do you want me to come back later? And she kind of looked at me as if to be like, who the hell are you? Because I was obviously very early. And I was like, I don't mind coming back. I was like, I just thought I'd check since the queue was empty. And she was like, oh yeah, that's fine, no problem. Took my passport. She didn't even measure my bag. She just looked at them and went, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, oh, thank God. And then she did say, though, I have an outstanding payment of £46, but neither of us could figure out what it was for. Because my bid got accepted yesterday and the payment has gone through. I showed it on my credit card. I was like, the payment has gone through. So she's taken a note of that number, like the payment number, just so if I have any more problems down the line, like I have record of that I have paid for it. Because she's querying whether one of the seats is like outstanding for payment, because it was £46 per seat. So I paid £92. So she's querying whether maybe there's like an error on the system that's saying I haven't paid for one of the seats when I have. So she has taken note of that and is going to sort it if any problems arise, I assume, but she let me go, so all is well. I have got some little stickers on my bag just to say like approved bag, so I'm assuming I won't have any issues at the gate, or at least I hope I won't. And I'm now going to go through security. I've got my boarding pass says premium security or priority security, one of the two, so that'll be fine. And then I'm going to go sit in the lounge and decompress for a while. The lounge doesn't start till 11 and it is not even 10 o'clock yet, so I don't know if they're going to let me in, so I will ask and see what they say. But might just have to wander for a little while and find somewhere to sit down, or maybe I'll see if I can pay for an extra hour. I don't mind doing that, just for someone to sit and just breathe for a bit. Because even though this hasn't been a stressful morning, I'm still very stressed. But now I'm going to go through security now, so I'll catch up with you on the other side. And just like that, I am in the departure lounge. It was fine. It was fine. Norse was a bit stressful when she said I would have to pay £46. I hadn't paid it, but it was a bit confusing, a bit stressful, but I assume she sorted it. Don't know. And then fast track security was worth its weight in gold. I literally walked straight through. Bags went through, I went through. No bother at all. Genuinely took probably about 3 minutes. So £6 well spent, in my opinion. I'm glad I paid for the priority check-in as well, because I literally didn't queue at all, so that was lovely. Just at the gate, you can't quite see the plane, you can just about see the wing. But yeah, we made it. Just waiting to board now. Okay, I'm on the plane, currently sat in my seat. I'm in 26C and I've still got my row to myself, which is nice. I have just sat in the aisle seat for now, just in case anybody does try and mistakenly sit in my row, so they have to, tell me that they're going to sit down before climbing over me. So that's my strategy right now, and then once we're all boarded and 100% done, I will scoot over to the window seat so I can show you as we take off. But yes, it's really decent. I'm pleasantly surprised. I like the colour scheme. It's like light blue, dark blue, navies, greys. It's really nice. Like, it feels really clean and fresh. And good leg room. Like, the screen looks like it's going to be good. And yeah, so far so good. But I'll show you like the leg room, the seats, the screen, and all of that fun stuff now. But yeah, so far so good. So you can see good amount of leg room. Like, this is me with my legs crossed. I'm 5'6", 5'7", and I am very, very comfortable here. I've got both my bags underneath here, and my case is up ahead, obviously, because I can't have it on the floor. But yeah, pleasantly surprised, plenty of leg room. I don't know if it's different for other rows, but I'm in the back row, so I'm like, the toilet is behind me. But yeah, good amount of leg room. You've also got a little pocket. This is my bottle of water that I bought, with safety features and a little magazine. That's pretty much standard, and obviously your little sick bag in case you travel sick. Hopefully I won't need that. I've never been travel sick before, so fingers crossed. You have a tray table that I can't, there we go. That is a tight squeeze. Ooh, I'm trying to show you, the camera doesn't want to look down though. That's a very tight squeeze on my legs, I will say. Like, I've got quite thick thighs, and there's probably an inch of room between that table and my legs, so that's not overly comfortable. So if you've got thick thighs like me, you may struggle a bit, because I'm going to be like this all the time, but that does come back and forth. Okay, let's have a little look at the screen. So you've got movies, My Flight Shop, TV series and About Us. Let's have a look at the films. Oh, it's a little bit slow. Oh, there we go. Let's scroll. Ah, looks like there's going to be quite a good selection. I won't skip through all of these, obviously. I'll have a good look later and see what I want to watch, if I want to watch anything on here. I've got plenty downloaded to my iPad though. But yeah, lots of selection, which is good. They've also got TV shows. This is taking just a hot second to load. So again, lots of options. Lots of TV shows that you can watch. Yeah, really good. Really impressed with that so far. Let's have a look at My Flight. Oh, so it's got all the information here. Currently says our arrival time will be 5:02. I'm guessing that'll change depending on when we take off, but if we land at 5, I will be absolutely buzzing. But it's got all the information that you need to know about the flight, and this will update in real time, which I can show you later. You've got shop where you can buy things. So as I mentioned earlier, you have to pay extra for basically everything. So this will be like food and amenities and all that jazz if it ever loads. There we go. So you can't do it right now, because obviously we're not in the sky yet. But yeah, they've got cafe, boutique, amenities and upgrades. How can you upgrade while you're already on the plane? That's mental. That is mental. I can upgrade to premium from my economy seat. That's crazy. But I mean, good to know that's an option if you feel that way inclined. I can't get off this now. Bear with. Just like a little rundown of what's on the screen. Basically, it's really good. It's really responsive. Like, the touchscreen works well. The only thing is it just takes a little while to load between screens, but that's neither here nor there, really, is it? But yeah, so far I am impressed with Norse. I cannot fault them. I did obviously have the little little issue at the check-in desk where they said I was £40, £46 to pay, and I was like, I don't think so. So that aside, they've been fantastic. I really can't fault them, and yeah, hopefully we will be in the sky soon on the way to Orlando. I just want to get there now. I want to get there. I'm so ready to just be in Orlando and just be in America and feel the heat and just be living my best life. Can't wait. Seatbelt sign has just gone off, so I have made myself well comfy. So I've got the whole row to myself, so I've got my fleece behind me as like a blanket. I really hope you can hear me, by the way. I might actually. So yeah, I've got the whole row to myself. My fleece is acting as a pillow behind me. I've got my legs up. I am very comfortable, and we've got, the screen keeps going off, 8 hours and 17 minutes left. The flight time's 8 hours 31. That's like literally so quick. So hopefully the next 8.5 hours go really quickly and I'll be landing in Orlando. Our arrival time's currently 5:48. It was 6:25 expected, but we're now expected at 5:48, which means, you know, another 45 minutes in Orlando. So I'm very happy about that situation. So hopefully we do land at, you know, sort of 5:45, 6 o'clock, and hopefully it'll be an easy experience at the airport. So fingers crossed. But for now, I am getting comfy. I'm going to watch some bits on my iPad, I'm going to chill out and just going to enjoy the flight. I feel a lot better now that we're in the air, so I'm really looking forward to just chilling out and watch some bits on my iPad and, yeah, just chilling for the next, you know, 8.5 hours. But I'll chat to you guys in a couple of hours' time maybe. I don't think I've got much to report because I'm not eating or anything like that, so there's not much to actually tell you. But yeah, I'm going to chill out for a bit and I'll catch you later. We are about 3 hours into the flight now, and so far so good. Nice and smooth. We had a teeny tiny bit of turbulence, but nothing I can't handle. Having the 3 seats to myself has been amazing. I am very comfortable. I've had some really dirty looks as people have gone past. Someone's asked me if they can sit there, and I've said no. I've held my ground, which I'm really proud of, because I thought if someone asked me, I would just say, yeah, that's fine, no worries. But I was like, I'm really sorry, but I've actually paid for this entire row. And he just gave me a dirty look and was like, oh, okay. And I was like, sorry. I'm not sorry, I paid a lot of money for this, so my comfort is important today. But we've got 5 hours and 16 minutes left. I've watched an episode of Wednesday. I watched the Lilo and Stitch live action. I'm going to do a bit of editing for this vlog now, just to kill some time, and then I think I'm going to watch probably another film, and then probably just a couple of episodes or something as we come into land. So yeah, it's going nice and smooth, it's going quickly as well, which is nice, and I'm just chilling out. I'm having a lovely time. I'm just quite relaxed now, which is nice. So yes, just over 5 hours to go, and I'll probably catch up with you in a bit. We have got just over an hour left of this flight. You can see I'm not looking as fresh as I was this morning. I'm very tired. It's like 10 p.m. UK time. I don't even know anymore. But it's been a really smooth flight. The seatbelt sight hasn't even come on once. Like, it's been so smooth. We're so lucky. And we are due to land in an hour and 7 minutes at 5:42. Expected landing prior to us taking off is 6:25. So I'm very happy with that. 45 minutes early. But yeah, it's been a banging flight. I really can't fault it at all. I've been so comfy with my entire row to myself. The cabin crew have all been lovely. I haven't bought anything, but they've all been nice that they've gone past. But it's been a really good flight. I'm really looking forward to getting off though and having a bit of a walk and a stretch. But yeah, I've got nothing but good things to say so far. Like, I really cannot fault Norse at all. They've been fantastic. So yeah, I will probably catch up with you now once we've landed. Maybe when we're in the airport, just because, as you can probably tell, it's very loud in this plane, and I've got to hold my mic right here for you to be able to hear me. So yeah, I'll probably catch up with you in the airport now, and I'll give you the lowdown about, well, there's not much to give you the lowdown on. It's been a really good flight. But yeah, we're almost there. Just over an hour to go. Honestly, cannot say enough good things about North. They've been absolutely fantastic today. The cabin crew were all great. The pilots were really great. They kept us informed the whole way along. Like, you know, from the start of the flight to the end of the flight, to when we got stuck because of the storm. We couldn't get to the gate because all the ground crew had to go inside because there was lightning in the area. That was a bit like, oh, for God's sake, I just want to go off the plane. But fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Communication, friendliness. You know, they were professional. They were on time. We landed early. It was just 10 out of 10. The plane was comfy. The in-flight entertainment had some options. I personally didn't watch any. There were a few things I would have watched, but I had my iPad, so I was quite happy with just watching that. But yeah, I'm really impressed with them. They also had an option. I can't remember if I actually mentioned this on the plane, but they did have an option to order food and drink to your seat. Loads of different options, like little snacks or like little sandwiches, like bites. I saw a lady order French fries. which I was like, okay, how'd you get French fries on the plane? But all right. They even had like little cocktails and like beers and wines and anything you could basically want on a plane. It was very expensive, but you kind of expect that when you're on a plane. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I genuinely cannot say enough good things about Norse right now. They have really pleasantly surprised me. I was fully expecting to be not disappointed with them, but I was expecting a bad experience because so many other people have had bad experiences and posted about it online. But I will personally be posting a good review to talk highly of them so people don't get scared of booking with them, because I booked and then went and looked at reviews and I was like, oh my god, I made a mistake. Like I was like, I might just pay the £500 and just book with BA, and like, you know, I lost £300 because I'm not going to fly with Norse. But then I was like, well no, I'll give them a shot, and if they are crap, then it is what it is. Like as long as they get me there, I don't care. But they've been fantastic. I really can't fault them at all. 10 out of 10 for Norse. I will also film my return journey. That will also obviously be in a week's time. So I will film about that as well, just to see if I do have the same experience going home, if, you know, the cabin crew is friendly, if check-ins are smooth and boardings are smooth, if everything's on time. And I will let you know about all of that. If there's any differences in flying home, I don't see why there would be. But I will cover everything on the flight home as well. I probably won't be looking very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because my flight's at like 8 p.m. and I fully plan on doing a full park day before that flight. So I'll probably be looking a bit rough in that one, I'm not gonna lie, but as long as you guys get the info that you need, I don't mind looking like crap on camera. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now, so I will catch you next week on my return flight. Hello from literally a whole week later. I am back at MCO Airport. I am heading home, so I just thought I would share my experience with Norse today. So I'll start with check-in, security and all that jazz. I'll probably chat to you on the plane, and then I'll probably like sum this video up with a review once I'm home, because I'm going to be in no fit state to be on camera by the end of this flight. So yes, I will let you know about check-in and all of that fun stuff, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, I got to MCO all safe and sound. I got here about 20 minutes before check-in actually started. So check-in started at 4:30, and I got here probably about 10 past, quarter past. It was really hard to find them as well. They're not very well signposted. I actually have to ask someone because they're like hidden around the back of one of the check-in queues. So I found them fine, but then they had no signage. It literally just said MCO Airport on like the banners. So I was like, But luckily someone saw me looking confused and they were like, are you looking for Norse? And I was like, yeah, I am actually. And they were like, oh, you're in the right place. They were like, there's a tiny little banner at the top of the screen that says Norse check-in 4:30. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then they had the priority check-in queue, the online check-in queue, so anyone who just needs to do a bag drop, and then the regular queue. So I got in the priority check-in queue because I paid for priority check-in on the way home as well. I did it a few days ago just because I was like, I don't want to stand in any more queues. I'm all queued out after Universal. So I paid for priority check-in, and it was worth its weight in gold today because there was already about 100 people waiting when I got to MCO. It was crazy. And check-in hadn't even opened. It was absolutely mental. So I was very glad I paid for that. Got through. The staff will arrive pretty much bang on 4:30 to be fair to them. And then I noticed they were weighing bags. The sizes came out, and I thought, oh God, send help. So luckily they weighed my carry-on case. The thing said 19 kilos, and I was like, that can't be right. But the guy didn't even bat an eyelid, and it has to be under 10, so I'm assuming that's incorrect. But I was like, there's no way that's 19 kilos. I came out with like 8, so there's no way. So I was like ready to fight my case with that one. And then I'd kept my luggage tag that they'd put on in Gatwick Airport on the way out that said it's like the right size. So I kept hold of that. And he literally just wrote the date on it, so I can't reuse it again, which is fair enough. So we did that. He weighed it, it was fine. He didn't even look at my other bag. I had it in my hand ready because I thought he was going to ask me to put it in the sizer, but he didn't. So I was like, thank God. So all is well with check-in. They were having a problem with their system as well, like the passport scanner wasn't working, so I had to get my booking confirmation up, and luckily I already had it loaded in the app because I checked the flight prior to getting to the airport to make sure everything was on time. So that was all fine. I gave it to him, and then he was like, yeah, no problem, give me my boarding pass, and I was on my way. So another very easy check-in experience. I'm really glad that I've paid for priority check-in both ways. It was £12 extra each way, I believe, so £25 essentially, but money well spent in my opinion, well spent, just to not stand in that queue of 100 people before check-in had even opened. I would have been there for probably an hour, if not longer. I felt bad for anyone who joined the queue after me. But yeah, really easy again. Like I say, just if you're flying economy light, just make sure your stuff is the right size and weight, and then you shouldn't have a problem. they didn't actually use the sizes. I did notice that. They didn't actually put anyone's bags in them, but I think they were there to scare people and in case anyone was like actually taking the mickey with it. But yeah, check-in's been really good again. I'm really impressed with Norse. I can't say a bad word about them at all. Like I said, I did get a bit nervy when the sizes came out and they started weighing things, and I thought, oh my god, this is probably going to cost me some money, but it was all good in the head. Flew through security and now I'm just in MCO departures. I'll probably catch up with you again now once I'm either at the gate or on the plane, probably on the plane. I don't have a whole row to myself this time, unfortunately, which I'm very, very sad about. I do have 2 other people sat beside me. Ugh. So that'll be fun. I do have an aisle seat though, so at least I'll be able to get up and down as and when I need to. So that's something, I suppose. But it is what it is. There's a full flight. I might ask at the gate and just be like, do you have any rows free, on the off chance they might. But I'm not expecting anything miracles to be pulled here because it's a very full flight, and I did search earlier and there was, I think, less than 5 seats left, so we'll see. But yeah, nothing else to report really. Norse have been really good, can't really fault them, and hopefully the flight is all on time and we land on time and I get to go home because I'm very tired now. Universal's done me over. I also really hope you can hear me because this announcement is really loud. I have got my mic on, but it's probably catching that as well. Hello from about an hour later. I'm very, very, very happy to report I've had an email from Norse saying that my bid has been accepted, so happy days. It was about 2.25 hours before takeoff, so good to know that they do it that late. It must have just been that maybe some people didn't turn up for check-in, or maybe they just rearranged the seats a bit. My seat number has changed, so they put me in a different row, so I'm actually further forward in the plane, which is good because I can get off quicker. So I've gone from 26G to 13A, and I have my whole row to myself, which I'm very, very, very happy about. I am absolutely exhausted, and I know if I'm just sat next to strangers, I won't sleep. Like, when I'm sat next to friends, I don't sleep, but having the option to lie down, I might actually get a couple of hours, so I'm very excited, I'm very happy about that. So thank you, Norse gods, for upgrading my seat to give me a whole row. I'm so excited to just be able to lie down and stretch and just hopefully sleep. So fingers and toes crossed for that, and yeah, it's good to know that they do the upgrades so late in the day. Sorry about that. That woman threw herself down next to me and then proceeded to glare at me while I was talking to you, so I had moved because she made me feel really uncomfortable. But I just moved down the corridor to the gate because it was just in front of me and I didn't realise. So I'm now sat at the gate. Flight is on time. We've got gate agents. All is looking good. I don't know if we've... Oh, is that our plane? We have a plane as well. How nice. Lovely. Okay, well, looks like we're all going to be on time and all good. There's not many people at the gate yet, but we have got an hour and 20 minutes until takeoff, and then about 40 minutes until we start boarding. So yeah. Also, they've got like these like virtual interactive like windows on the other side, so not like the actual windows, like the airport inside. And there's currently a little space shuttle launch thing. Let me show you. Hang on, I just want to wait for this woman to go past just so I don't film her. Ready? How random is that? I mean, it's random, but I also kind of like it. I tell you what, MCO Terminal C is actually banging. Like, a lot of people don't like it because you don't get, like, the Orlando experience, like with the carpet and, like, the United States flag on the wall and the tram and Buddy Dyer, but I will take this experience over that because I just think it's nice. Like, it's easy to get through. It's, it's got great shops. It's easy to get to when you land. You can use the NPC app. I don't know if you can use it in Terminals A and B. I've never tried. But I can't fault Terminal C. I don't know why everyone hates it so much, but yeah, I am very excited to get home now, and hopefully we will be there soon. Like I say, all looks well so far, so fingers crossed that everything is on time and that all the passengers are going to be here and we just take off on time and land early, because we were lucky on the way out. We landed very early on the way out, so we'll see. I'm going to put you away for a little bit now and just chill out until we board, and then I will show you the plane. I probably assume it's going to be the same as the one that we had coming out, but I'll show you just in case there is anything different. And yeah, let's go home. I'm ready to go home now. Now I'm at the airport. I'm not sad about leaving. I just want to get the hell out of here. Just boarded the plane, and it's the exact same plane as that brought us out, so there's nothing to report here. Flight time is currently 7 hours and 17 minutes, which means we're probably going to land early. I'm really excited because I really want to go home. But yeah, nothing to report here. Check-in was a breeze, boarding was a breeze. I cannot fault Norse at all. They've been fantastic. I'm going to enjoy this flight and hopefully get a couple of hours of sleep, and then I'll probably chat to you next in a couple of days' time, where I'm going to sit down and give you like my full detailed review of Norse and everything that I think you need to know before you go. See you on the other side. Hello from a few few days later. As you can probably tell, I am now back home. But I just wanted to really quickly just finish up this video by A, letting you know what happened on the flight home, and B, just summing up my experience with Norse, how I feel about them, would I fly with them again. So first things first, what happened on the flight home? Nothing bad, but we did have a bit of a situation. Norse did handle it very well, and I think I handled it very well as well. So basically, we all boarded on the plane, and my seat had changed last minute because of my upgrade, which was fine, but it looks like a lot of other people also had seat changes because there was a lot of confusion with where people were supposed to sit. So I was in, I think it was 13A, and I'd sat in my seat, and somebody came and went to like get into the row with me, and I said, oh, sorry, are you sitting here? And he said, oh, my seat's 13A. And I was like, my seat is also 13A. So I like showed him my boarding pass, and he was like, oh, weird. He was like, I'll go sit somewhere else. So I don't actually know if his seat was 13A or if he was trying his luck because I had a free row. So he literally didn't even question. He went, oh, okay, I'll go sit somewhere else, and sort of wandered off. So that was fine. Had my whole row to myself, like probably about half an hour. And then two different flight attendants came over on two different occasions and were like, is anyone sitting here? And I was like, oh no, I've actually paid to have this whole row to myself. And they were like, oh right, okay, fine. And like looked a bit confused and walked off because I assumed they were trying to sit other passengers down who were a bit confused about their seat. So that was all fine in the end. So we were about an hour and a half into the flight, and I was just chilling, I was watching my iPad, and another flight attendant comes over and starts playing with the screens on like the two seats that I wasn't like, because I was like sat in by the window and my legs were up. So she was playing with the two screens, and I was like, what the hell? So I like took my headphones out and I was like, can I help you? And she was like, oh, I'm just checking your screens are working. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I guess they are. I was like, I haven't actually used them, so I guess so. And she was like, oh, okay, fine, I'm going to move two passengers here because their screens aren't working. And I turned around and I was like, sorry, but I was like, I've paid for this entire row, so I'd really rather you didn't do that. And she was like, but their screens aren't working, they need to have working screens. And I was like, I get that, but I've paid a lot of money to sit here, so I'm not willing to have two people come and sit next to me. I said, if all three people are willing to move, I will swap rows with them, but I'm not willing to share the row. So the flight attendant was like, do you know what, that's actually completely fair enough. She was like, I don't blame you and thank you for being accommodating. She was like, I'll go and check if that's okay, because the third person wasn't with the party of two. She was like, I'll go and check if that's okay, and if all three are willing to move, do you mind swapping? And I was like, yeah, that's absolutely no bother, as long as I can have my row to myself. So the flight attendant toddles off, and I just put my headphones back in, carried on watching my iPad. She came back about 10 minutes later. She was like, is it alright if you swap? She was like, they're all willing to come over, they just want working screens because they want to watch something on the TV. And I was like, yeah, absolutely no bother at all. I was like, give me a minute to collect my belongings. She took my cabin case over for me and everything. She was really lovely. And as I was sitting down, she was like, can I get you a drink or something? And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to pay for a drink. I'm not really a drinker. She was like, no, please let me get you like Prosecco or something, like completely free on the house just as a thank you. And I was like, oh, that's actually really nice. Like they didn't have to do that. So yeah, I ended up swapping rows, and I was in like 17G or something, but it's neither here nor there to me. I still had my row to myself, and yeah, still had a lovely flight. And yeah, nothing more to report that was like an issue, but like it was handled well by like me and by Norse, so like the issue wasn't an issue. But yeah, it all ended up being sorted, so that was all good, and the flight home was a breeze. I curled up and I had, I think, maybe like 20 minutes of sleep. I don't sleep on planes anyway, it's just so loud. But having the option to actually lie down and like curl up was lovely. But yeah, really smooth flight home. It was 7 hours and 20 minutes, I think it was. It was supposed to be like 8.5. So even quicker getting home, nice smooth landing. Straight off the plane, straight through the airport, straight through security, and I was on my way home. So yes, all good things to say about, the journey home. And yeah, I think that slight issue that we did have was handled really well. And yeah, as long as you're accommodating and willing to help, then the flight attendants are going to treat you well. Like I said, I had a free Prosecco off the back of it, so I was happy. Now thinking more about my overall view of Norse, would I fly with them again? What's my opinion of them? I think they're great for what you pay. I would happily fly with them again. I will admit the whole luggage situation is a little bit stressful because their luggage allowance is so small and tiny. So if there wasn't much price difference, I would go with a different airline. But for like example, for this flight, they were £200 cheaper, which is a considerable amount of money. And yes, I technically paid that £200 more in buying the extras that I bought, but to have a whole row to myself and like priority boarding, priority check-in, fast track security for the same price as flying with like BA or Virgin, I think it's a bargain personally. So yeah, I think Norse are great. If you are willing to comply with their luggage requirements or pay extra for extra luggage, if you are willing to meet them halfway and just admit to yourself they are a low-cost airline. They are a budget airline. If you are willing to fly a budget airline, you just have to take them for what they are. So many people online are like, where, I didn't get a meal, my luggage allowance is tiny. And I'm like, well, yeah, when you're paying £300 for a return flight to America, yeah, you are going to be having a smaller luggage amounts. You aren't going to be having meals. Like, you need to just learn to take them for what they are. They are a budget airline. They are a low-cost airline. And if you are willing to fly a low-cost airline, you have to be willing to make the sacrifices that come along with it. It's like when you fly with EasyJet. Like when I go to Disneyland Paris, I fly with EasyJet. I just take a backpack because I don't want to pay for luggage. I've learned to meet them in the middle. They give me a cheap flight. I accept that. I don't get extra luggage because it's a cheap flight. So yeah, overall, I think Norse are great. I think they're a really, really good option if you are wanting like, not a cheap holiday, but if you wanted to keep costs down and if you are willing to make sacrifices with like your luggage and your meals and all that jazz, then why not? Like the whole reason my holiday happened was because I flew with Norse, because I could afford it, because the flights were so cheap. And yes, I know I did spend the extra afterwards, but that was after the fact. Like I'd, scraped some money together through the year. So yeah, I think Norse are great. They obviously have their downfalls in that luggage, meals, like apparently the customer service isn't great. I haven't had to deal with that luckily, so I don't know. But yeah, I think they are fantastic, and I don't like the fact there's so much negativity online about them because nobody is spreading positivity. And that's the whole reason I made this video, whether it would have been good, bad or average. I wanted to make this video so that I can spread the word about them. So if they are good, I can say, go book with them, go and book your flights. Or if they were bad, I can say, stay away, do not do it. But they've been great. So I'd encourage you to look into Norse, even if, you don't actually want to fly with them, maybe just look at them as like a backup. So like if God forbid you book with one of the big airlines and your flight gets cancelled and they can't accommodate you in a flight till 3 days later, you can look at Norse as an option to get you home or to get you there or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to spread the word really and just share my experience that I had with them, and I'm happy to report I had a very positive experience, and I'm glad of that because I was nervous booking it and going out there. So I'm very glad that I did have a good experience, and I'm really glad that I could share that good experience with the world. So yeah, I really hope that this video has been informative and that you guys have enjoyed following the process of flying out and flying home and now me giving you my full review. And if you do have any further questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will get back to each and every one of you, because the more information I can spread and the more positivity I can spread and the more people I can help, the better. If I can help more people get to Orlando to go and see the theme parks and to go and see Florida, the better. And if that is by helping you book through Norse, I will happily do that. So yes, any further questions, drop them in the comments below and I will reply to you. And yeah, really exciting stuff. I can't wait to hear about everyone's bookings with Norse. A few people have already reached out and said, thank you for sharing your experience with Norse, because now I'm looking at them as an option to get me to Orlando sooner than I thought. And I love that. So yes, I really hope that this video has been informative and enjoyable, and yeah, I just hope it helps more than anything. I really truly do hope that it helps you in your future planning of your trips, and that we can get you to not just Orlando but wherever you need to go for as little money as possible. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys sticking with me for the whole process. I appreciate this has probably been a bit of a longer video and I do tend to ramble a little bit, but the more information I can get out, the better. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I am going to love you and leave you there, and I'll catch you in the next one.